you got to get into game theory. You got to dive in deep. You got to read the guides. You got to use the simulators. You got to, I guess you don't actually have to do any of that stuff. In theory, the game is designed to reward most those that get in earliest and largest, and they get the lowest share price. And then they just stake as long as they can. And the only way that you can outperform that, or attempt to, is to try and do the nearly impossible and try and market time. I am a very good trader. I'm a very good businessman. And I have absolutely no idea how many people will send how much. I have no idea. None. So I have no idea how you might. I got the price charts memorized. I got everything, like, I've lived it. I have no idea how you would try and use market timing to outperform the game theory built into the system. Because if you try and it's like if you didn't hold your Bitcoin for 10 years and you tried to trade to outperform it, you just lost all your money. When you could have just held with your thumb up your butt and not worked at all and become wildly wealthy. Passive income by sitting and being lazy and doing nothing instead of working hard to lose it all. So if you think that you can outperform the game theory by market timing and price timing, I don't know why you think that. I don't know why you think that. I know that if you get in earlier at a lower share price, you're going to get more shares for your HEX, and then you're going to get more HEX on day 353 and the whole way there. I know that if you stake larger, you're going to get up to 10% more. I know that if you stake longer, you're going to get up to 3x more, or 2x more, 3x of your stack. I know these things because they're the code in the contract that I designed to cause you to make these decisions to make the price go up, right? Like, so for you to outperform that game theory, you would take reductions in your HEX return, and you'd have to make up for it with like increases in your USD return. It seems hard to me, right? It's like I showed you the math on long versus short. Short 20K down to 0, you made 20K. Long $1 to 20K, you made 20K. But the difference is the short cost you 20K to make 20K, and the long cost you $1 to make 20K, which means you could have opened up 20,000 times the positions for the same money, which means you made 20,000 times more money, literally. So longing beats the crap out of shorting, mathematically, and the game theory in HEX rewards larger, longer, earlier stakes. And for you to try and outperform that and forego that HEX gain and try and market time and like arbitrage exchange and do all those things, if it was a neutral game and there wasn't all this game theory built in, I think you still get rec trading. And then if you add the fact that the game theory was willing to hook you up and then you declined it and you're like, don't hook me up, I want to fight the game theory, I want to do my own thing, it seems silly to me. It's such a weird position to be in because I'm used to doing like price analysis and talking about Bitcoin and stuff. And it seems like I'm being so much more gentle now because of this securities thing, right? So you're going to keep hitting it home. You're minting the coins. You're the whole network. You're running a software. Only you can mint your coins. Only you can mint your rewards. Only you can update the system state, depending. We have a function called good accounting where if someone's is expired, then someone else can like stop the bleeding for them if they like start bleeding out after they didn't end stake when they should. A 2-week grace period. It's all in the guide. You can read the HEX layman's guide that Kyle wrote. It's linked to in the menu bar of the homepage. I think it's called advanced features or something like that. What else? So we're talking about price, right? I'm not an investment advisor. I don't know what the price is going to do. I'll give you the data and the reasoning and then my conclusion, and then you draw your own conclusion, right? Because I'm just making guesses. It's like I told you. You guys probably know how many people sent money to the contract. I actually have no idea because I haven't looked at it. I've been talking and you guys have been clicking around, right? The idea that Bitcoin could do a 10x, 100x, or 1000x, or 10,000x in the next few years seems impossible to me. And I was there in 2017 and called the 20K Christmas at 3 or 4K months ahead of time when no one else would. And I got it right. And I called the 19K short and explained why. And if you want to go read the reasoning, go Google 19K top Richard Hartwin. And then click and find the thread and look at the timestamp and then read all the threads, the other posts underneath it, because you can't post long form content on Twitter, which is so stupid. So now we just talk in images. I can take an image of long form content and post that. It's dumb. And then I was there for that run and I enjoyed it. And this right now is not like that. The Google searches are low. The community is low. The memes are low. The profits are low. Everyone is wrecked. The volume is low. I can't think of anything particularly FUD-ish, but that's worse. Like if you're dying without FUD, what happens when you get FUD? You get more dying, right? I am in this for the gains. I'm in it for the gains. You know what you can do with gains? Not me, but you, with your gains, you might be able to cure some diseases, or you might be able to, help some kids in Africa, or you might be able to, buy some ads to convince people to quit destroying their lives with games that make you grind instead of build a real narrative that has a beginning and an end, or alcoholism, or any number of good things, right? You can take the economic energy from a successful investment and turn it into a world of good. And that's great. That's really good. It also just happens to be a world-changing project without the gains. You want to replace banks? You got to replace every product that they sell. Second most popular product, time deposit. Bitcoin can't do it. It's got time locking. Can't pay interest. Only pays people to pollute, dump the price. You want to replace the banks? Someone's got to build it. I built it. I built it. I'm giving it free to you. Wow, that's great. Imagine if we did that for all the other things that banks sell, then we wouldn't have to deal with them anymore, right? So when you see a demand, when you see a need, like the product itself is excellent, and it has all of the game theory and fundamentals that make it likely to be adopted, which is the important part. I know of other projects that do cool stuff. No one will ever use them. They will die with a whimper, because life is not fair. The early bird does not always get the worm. It's a competitive market out there, and you really got to punch hard.